One warning signal, I just want to move on, moving over to Bitcoin real quick, is the fact that on the monthly time frame, we're struggling with this hidden bearish divergence. Now, this is ultimately a bearish continuation of the bear market divergence, okay? And once this gets broken, and fingers crossed, because I want to see it happen ASAP, that will really signal to us that the bear market and everything else from it is over. So our Santa rally, which is currently happening, Bitcoin and everything rallying at the moment, has still not done this. It still needs to go and delete the pivot. So I've drawn it like a horse's ass, but this was from a previous explanation. But what we have is we've got a higher high in the RSI, and we've got a lower high in price, which is your hidden bearish divergence, which is one of your strongest divergences. It's a continuation of a trend divergence. So ultimately, I would love to see this get broken. And then once that does, when we come back and we'll probably buy a $30,000 level, no longer $21,000 BTC level, then we'll off to the races, ready for the bull market. Okay, bring in the RSI real quick. Can you see, look at that divergence. Look at when it started giving us warning signs at 34. We're at 44. So if we act on that by itself, that's directly committing suicide to the gains that we're going to have. And the key that we wanted to see is whether the RSI is actually going down. Can you see it's going down? So let's mark that out real quick. And I'm going to give you hidden bullish divergence mark out on that so you can see it. And the fact that price is not making lower lows. So that's the power. That's why it's hidden, because people tend to get stuck and hung up on the fact that the RSI is overbought. It's a sell signal. It's not. It's telling you that there's a hell of a lot of momentum. Wait for the hidden bullish to kick in and then ride that. Okay. So that is where we're at. And now where we are now, you can see Bitcoin has failed to make a lower low yet, but the RSI is still making lower lows. So it's giving us more hidden bullish divergence, which brings me full swing to the argument. I want to see us break this 48K in 4 days and 12 hours. Come on, bulls. Let's do this. Let's break this bearish sentiment once and for all and get it done with. In addition to this as well, with the BNB trade that we had, we've been dragging along for forever. That's now finally hit TP. So for the alts, there's a lot more that we need to do. And a lot of alts we need to go and have a look at now, because most of them are in the TP zones, or we're about to hit TP. We've already smashed TP. So we need to understand what needs to happen there. This is this chart we use to look at the sentiment real quick. So Bitcoin, as I've shown you guys, is trying to delete the hidden bearish divergence on this pivot. And while it does that, the total market cap potentially still needs to catch up to this. And this leaves for the total two, this is now when you start taking Bitcoin out of the equation, a lot of imbalance in the market. So they're trying to fill that gap. And that's why I was telling you guys last week, expect the alts to keep on pushing to the upside. Again, the same is going to happen for the total 3, which is now taking Ethereum out of the picture. I think total 3 would probably need to change at some stage and take Solana out of the picture, seeing as Solana has now jumped XRP. So there's still a lot that needs to happen until Solana becomes the reigning champ and maybe the first ETH killer to actually kill ETH or partner up with it at level grounds, but it's not there yet. But you can see that the total 3 also has job to do for us. So this means alts are going to still go well, but you need to secure some profit at some stage. Otherwise, it's just a number on the screen. Now, from a pure analytic point of view, everything is really bullish. So token metrics, their bull bear algorithm is pointing to a 90% grade in favor of the bulls, so the market's still bullish. And from their point of view, they've now moved into alt season as well, which kind of supports the theory that this total and total 2 needs to do a big catch up. Hence the fact that some of our alts really flew over the weekend. Do your hodl bags a favor and subscribe today. Double down, hit that like and notification icon, and let's get charting. So I'm going to be starting with Ethereum today real quick, just because I hate Ethereum for no real reason I can explain. It's just an opinionated version of it. The main thing is, from Ethereum's point of view, I've paid so much in gas fees in bull cycles. That's probably why I don't like it. And I burned so much ETH just to get coins sold and bought. That's probably why ETH is not really my biggest fan. But let's look at ETH. Now, ETH, the targets for Ethereum on the push. And we saw that the last time around. Solana moved first. Then Ethereum and everything else caught up. So those targets, I can delete all these squibbles from the last discussion, is still sitting around 2,425 to about 2,500. And if we should cross 2,600, I would use that as excuse to now wait for the 3K range. So until then, we're still okay, so everything is still moving up. Now let's move over to, I think, Solana real quick. So as I explained to you guys, the Solana target sitting around 136, 140. Okay. The Matic target now has been hit. So our Matic, oops, don't move that. Matic is now past a $1 psychological level, which is really good. Now we want to see it break that $1.17. If it gets above that, it opens the door, because what has Solana done? Solana has now recovered all these highs and basically stopped out everybody trying to short it. So where's the big supply sitting for Matic? It's sitting at around $1.60. So for me, I'm seem to be clicking everything missed today. That is where the target is going to be if it crosses that red line. So see to it, see if whether it does it, and if it does, you're going to be holding for about $1.46 with Matic. BNB, so this was our buy, and now it's smashed our TP at around 294. Now, for a lot of you guys, this was a real optimistic, hopeful long shot. And it's the long shots that always gives us these nice paydays. The way that the RSI is moving and the momentum in check, what you need to do is the following. Just move your FIB to that high point there and consider using these low points over here. That's all you need to do for now. Take away the RSI, because it's going to blind you from the momentum, and say to yourself, this thing remains bullish until a daily candle opens and closes below that pink line. And where our TP is now, that basically turns this whole narrative into support, because we will have at least some buyback and more interest in BNB at around these levels. So I would almost say your 292 has almost now been flipped into support, and I would use that to buy more BNB or go leveraged on BNB, trade it aggressively. Why? Because it clearly shows me there's a hell of a lot of momentum. Now, Cardano has done something interesting, and actually brought up by a friend of mine in our Discord. And he shared this. Cardano remains the number one development spot after active December. So if you look at the amount of devs and everything, Cardano is moving high. So expect more pump to come our way for Cardano. Why? Because this is the type of energy that you want to see. You want to see more people building on the ecosystem that drives. That's what made Solana such a big hit. And Cardano is leading that race at the moment. So ultimately, this is really good for us. And remember, the way that Cardano is engineered, that any successes and breakthroughs that Ethereum does, Cardano inherits automatically. So it basically leverages all the ETH success and has its own additional value to it. And anything and everything that's getting built there is going to use the Oracle service to populate their blockchain. Okay, so keep an eye out on Charlie 3, guys. You can buy it on ADA-DEX, or you can any of those DEXs on Cardano chain. So make sure to go and grab some of your Charlies. You don't need a lot. You only a little bit, same as Link, because it's gonna run like stink through the bull cycle, and a little bit can go very far. Okay, so just keep an eye out on that one. Back to the alts. We've done BNB. Let's do Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is my next one. I feel like this thing's going to pop as well. I've showed you guys a while ago on the weekly time frame that Bitcoin Cash needs to go and make us some nice divergence at some stage to say that this Santa rally, or everything the last 3 months worth of bullish market rally, needs to come accumulate into bearish signals everywhere that actually realizes and becomes a reality. And for me, I feel like that's going to be there at around 340, 360. So look at your BNB 250. There's a lot of gains to be had. Now, for most of you guys, you're still in your buy. We gave you the buy at around 223. So if you're in that buy and you're sitting pretty, give me a thumbs up or something in the comment section to know that you guys are still there. Now, I've got a few coins that I've marked out that I'm really excited about. Now, for a while ago, I said, listen, be patient with comp. Comp's not doing much, but that's the nature of being in an accumulation phase. And over this Christmas season now, comp has decided to finally come to life. So if we were to zoom out on comp, the buy zone is there. And from this point onwards, you're now up around 34% and holding. Not selling any comp just yet. Comp now has got a job to do. It needs to get above the $66, $72. And guess what? What is waiting for it? You see these gaps? You know these gaps now. Those gaps are magnets, so it's going to drag price in that area. So ultimately, think about where comp can go now. Comp is potentially going to go and fill that gap. That's another 60% from where it's at now, roughly, give or take. Okay. Then our third Wyckoff buying opportunity is going to come into effect, and that is sign of strength. Ultimately, we want to see comp stay there or go there and come back. And then we want to get it ready for the bull cycle. That buy then it becomes a really long-term buy, because then we had our phase C, we've had our phase D, and then ultimately our phase E, which then sets us up for the bull cycle. Altcoin, I still see really big things for Filecoin. This is really early. This is like looking at comp again, way, way back, and looking at Uni way, way back. I mean, you guys, we brought Uni to you guys. There I gave the first buy zone. There I gave another buy zone. And Uni is now basically smashed and it's almost trying to go and make that higher high. So you're looking at this really early, guys. So allow yourself a lot of breathing room and look at that gap. There's the magnet where this is going to want to go towards. So the gains you're going to be making on this one is another 200%, just like all the others, to start off with. And then from that point onwards, look at these gaps sitting here at $45 and. This is going to become a flat line. All these emotions you're going through is going to become a flat line, as if it's never been choppy or anything by the time that this thing's going to run. And wicks like those tend to get filled. SUI real quick. We're sitting around 84. This was the TP target for SUI. So I hope you guys have taken top profit on your SUI. Now we've gave you guys multiple buys, and I said to you guys, SUI now needs to prove itself to me. So that red line, it didn't, well, it crossed it, but remember what's the conditions? Open and candle close below it. And it's now up another 50 cents, around 92. SUI has yet to have seen a bull cycle, guys. So this thing is going to move past that line real quick at $2. And then we're going into price discovery, price discovery, which means it's easy to assume that you're going to have a 30, 40, or even an $80 SUI soon. So you're getting this thing dirt cheap, and understand that that is possible. Okay. Luxos. So the idea is that I still want to hold this thing for TP around this area. It's getting choppy as well, but I think it's just going to try and catch up with the original expectation. And then from that point onwards, it's going to move. So it's going to do what Matic did. Choppy, 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 and then run. Okay, so I think that that's our path for Luxos. Okay, now real quick, Opie. So Opie, now this was our TP for Opie, and this was from the entry that I shared with you guys there at $2. Now Opie's past $3 and potentially going to do what? It's in price discovery, guys. So now it's sit back, hold, and enjoy the bloody ride, because this thing's going to fly. Now, how are we going to manage this? Well, simply put, you can see price discovery came with an RSI high. So now we need to treat it like a bull cycle. And say to ourselves, and I'm just going to loosely draw this out real quick. Forget about this line now. Forget about anything else around this. Say to yourself, okay, first pivot needs to be created. Now, if the RSI does this and price goes higher, then we'll have some structure to define what we need to do with OP. But until then, it's hold on and enjoy the gains that's coming your way, and let some other sorry, sad newbie fool buy this thing now, because it's going to go up on him. It's going to make him feel confident about his decisions, and ultimately it's going to trap him. Trap him in what way? Like I said earlier, it's going to trap him at the top so that he cannot buy the bottom again. That's how these tops and bottoms work. Okay. Saw this comment just pop in now from Talk Lock. Any buy zone for this week? Yes, buddy. I did a lot of management up to now, keeping you guys on the edge of your seats in a sense. And yes, there's buy zones. This is the new one, Ape token. Look at this thing. It's poised to fly, and it's going to fly really well. Now, if we look at this thing and we start putting in these wedges. Now, you know the rule with these wedges. If it breaks a wedge, 85% it continues on in that direction. 85%, still not a guarantee. Where we're at now, there was support at around $2. So let's make this thing a little bit bigger. There was support sitting around there and it was lost. Now, when that support was lost, if we head over to the weekly time frame, you can see what? You can see there's the lower low, there's the higher low. So we had strong bullish divergence at that point, trying to turn the trend around. But now we've got a problem. There's the high, and there's where prices, and there's where the RSI is. So you know that Ape is going to do what? It's going to run in some hidden bearish divergence at some stage, just like all the alts did. But in order for that to happen, price needs to go and at least fill this gap at around $3. So you're looking at today a current price of $1.70, and you're looking at another TP around $3. So it's another Opie. So it's like going back in time and buying Opie there. Okay, in that equivalent of gains. So keep an eye out for this one because it's definitely set and it's definitely ready to move. The current market conditions being so volatile is definitely setting this thing up for that. So I want to see it creep up to that line there. At that stage, I want to be part of resistance, take some profit, and look for more buy zones. Now, Bonk has been on everybody's list. There's been YouTube tiles dedicated to this, and why? Because it's a meme coin that basically went ballistic. Okay. But now, when we looked at this, I marked out, I explained to you guys the 23.6 level. And now what we're doing is we're at the previous range stops. So Bonk is now getting ready to become a buy again. Why? Well, maybe it doesn't make a higher high. Maybe it does. Who's to say? I mean, at that stage, people thought that this is maybe the top. But one thing that is currently playing is the fact that it's giving us hidden bullish divergence. Boom, boom. So it wants to do more. Now, your hidden bullish divergence is a tricky one because it can remain hidden bullish divergence until it crosses this line. So you can't just blindly grab it because it's still a wide range. But you'll have strong demand zones sitting below this, okay, in that area there. And you do have the added addition of 50% of the candle that makes the higher high. That is the buy. And that's that level there. So the argument is very simple for you if you want to have a little bit of bonk in your portfolio. This is a really good buy zone because we're filling the gap. Okay. Now we want to see a higher high. Once we do have that higher high, you can wish and hope and dream for more. This is now the time to take some risk. There is no entry. That's a guaranteed sure thing. This is the time for you to take some risk and assign some risk, capital you set aside for risk moments like this to put it into this one. Okay. How can you follow me on TradingView? I don't do anything on TradingView though. I don't post any charts on the TradingView ideas or anything. It's just YouTube and Twitter. And I am planning to do an Instagram. So I made 2 videos. First one, 41K views. Other one, 18K views. But views on Instagram doesn't mean shit for followers. So you guys can go and check out those videos. Go follow me on Instagram. Same handle as my Twitter, The Chart Artist. And also on Threads, The Chart Artist. So I started posting content there, but I don't even have a single view because I've only started it like the other day and I've got like 10 followers there. But that's where you can find me should you do more. Ultimately, the Discord. Next year, the big thing in the Discord is going to be the Spot Hodl group. This is where the action's going to be. this group is going to start. So everybody that does have advanced group access is already in and have access to this group. But none of these channels have been populated or updated. So that's my job for the remaining of Christmas. I'm going to populate these. There's going to be a little bit more technical analysis behind the charts, which means basically you'll have an idea of, if we look at Bitcoin Cash and we look at the big cap, and let's do this, bring it up. You can then go and have a look at the long-term views or uni long-term views. So it gives you a good idea. Why can I not see my own charts? That's the weird things, all these charts, which is weird. So I need to go see what filter is on here. Why can't I see my thing? But that's basically where it's going to happen. So you're going to have a really good idea. Let's maybe do this, switch that off. Let's see, maybe I've got a filter here. There we go. And let's switch on Wyckoff. Then it should give you all my charts. Okay. So then you can actually go and have a look at exactly what was said, where the buys was, okay, and where we are now. So you have a really good track record, and these do get populated with new charts as time goes on, and so forth. So there's the link, and this is going to be the argument. So there we bought link. Think about it. We bought it at $5 as a phase C, and I gave $6 for link as an additional buy zone, just as a really good example. And look at where link is at the moment. So that's where you would want to go and find me, buddy. And if you want to have access to that, just that spot trading and all the information, all you need to do is just join the EMC club. It's $350 a year. I've made it 385 days because December I'm not going to be doing much. So it's only starting in New Year. So you're more than welcome to go do that. Elvis, that loves EMC technical. Thanks so much, buddy. Love you too. You guys have a beautiful day. Also, head over to the MyFunder YouTube channel. As you know, we've launched our own prop, and the two winners, one didn't qualify. So I'm going to head over to my Twitter today, and I'm going to select the last winner from the Twitter feed and just post it on Twitter. So if you haven't signed up for this, guys, there's one more day, one more chance to go and get yourself a fully paid prop account, compliments of MyFunder. And that's about everything. So everybody else, you have a lovely day. Enjoy your rest of your festive season. Looking forward to the new year 2024. Might start rocky, but I believe that it's going to be an amazing year for every one of us. And that's it. You have a lovely day. Keep hustling, my friends. Cheers. Now I'm looking for the outro. No, not the outro yet. Let's try again. Now I'm going to say goodbye again and hit that outro. Cheers, guys.